There's an unwanted development. I found my first dead creature. It's quite sad. There's a dead hedgehog, which I'm deliberately not showing you too graphically, but I'm quite sad about that. I was thinking that it may have crawled in when we were on holiday, and then I was feeling bad about that, but it's pretty obvious it's been down there for a long time. So I think we need to move him on. Come on, little fella.
Through the bomb hole.
Right, that should do it. Let's crack on. It is amazing, some of the stuff I'm uncovering there is just those trays obviously used for painting at some stage, but they're lovely tin trays, so yet again there's something else I'll clean up and make use of. This worries me, when you get a whole bag but no idea what's inside it. I'm really worried about, I can see paint tins, but you just wonder what chemicals are inside it. Hence I'm depending on the face mask at the moment. I might slowly pour it out, but not in a confined space. Father and son. Nice little jar by the looks of it, all in one piece. So I'll have to go and wash that out, I think, because it's full and I don't want to bang it and break it. So we'll have another closer look at that, I think. As you can see, I've dug a little bit more out from the main air raid shelter. Point of interest here is, oh my goodness me, I've fallen. It's okay, I've survived. Point of interest here is this. That little dig in there was horrible because it's all rusty tin. One was a sealed tin, which I don't know what to do with apart from get rid of quite quickly. There's some substances which have crystallized inside tins and everything, so that's been quite horrible. But I want to show you this because this is significant and this is worth further inspection. Hopefully you can see that. That is an old newspaper and it's in terrible condition, predictably. But I'm now going to drag that out and see if I can find out what it is and see if I can put a date on it. Right, this is a local paper because it says about a local nightclub there, mentions of Norwich. Oh, it's just, oh, it's an Eastern Daily Press from, oh please give me the date, don't just, Thursday, June the 4th, 1981. Marvellous. I won't get too upset about that then. 81. How am I supposed to dig when I keep finding things like this? Matlow's variety bag, super kiddies candies. Crikey. When did we have them? Don't recognise it at all. That's interesting. Shows how they had their electricity down there. The timber's falling off the ceiling. So they obviously had these little bulbs hanging from the ceiling, these little tiny little miniature sockets. That's great. After that quite painful digging session, I've dug a little bit further down into the main shelter, which I'm now going to walk down to. and show you in a bit more detail. Oh, you probably noticed my voice go a little bit echoey, as it would. Right, so I was trying to work out, was that a step? It would appear, no, it's not a step. It's concrete underneath that grim hole there, where I've just had to prod my hand a little bit. There's a brick there which seems fixed, so I lifted one up. It may be part of it, I don't know why it would be there, but it's certainly concrete underneath. So where you can see that I had the diagonal steps before, I was worried about that being a step. It's definitely does appear to be the bottom of the main air raid shelter. There's some horrible rusty metal under there, particularly these big tins. I really don't like tins because they'd be half full of chemical, whatever they were, and well, you know what happens to that over 70 odd years. Grim. Looking inside now, you can see that that's the other entrance. As I'm dragging the soil away, there's light there. The significance of finding the floor is that I can possibly now put a support up to the ceiling, which is this edge of the ceiling, and work more safely. And then I have to work out whether to go to the other entrance and dig down to the bottom there, so I can get a support in the middle of that doorway and then run a plank between the two. Inside it's really grim. Oh crikey, it's really grim. But just seen this little thing here which is quite amusing. Looks like I might have hit the top of a pram or something. I'm loving the fact that I'm finding glass lovely little bottles like this, and they're still in one piece. This one has got a cork still in the top, and you can see that it's just, because it's been in there so long, it's just crumbling off. But I'm looking on this side and I can see some silver crystals inside, so I'm thinking, well, don't go there just yet. I mean, I've got a face mask on just for that purpose, but God knows what that is. It looks medicinal, doesn't it? And this too, whether that joins on to the previous component, I don't know, but no idea what it is. I really thought when I opened that there was a strong smell. I thought it was Vicks. Not quite sure now, because you look inside and it's really black. Whether it's a bit small to be like a Terps bottle or something for a painter, but could be a medicine, could be something horrible. So don't know what to do with that. I might just leave it and let it soak, let it air out first, because it is a strong smell. So make sure it's not dangerous. I'll put it at the bottom of the garden. Having cleaned that up, I can read on the top Telson ACE ratio 3:1. Quick Google and I found that's actually an audio transformer. So now I'm wondering if all these gadgets are part of a valve radio. That looks like it'd be a really obvious thing to have in an air raid shelter, so you know what's going on. But certainly that is off a valve radio. Hard to put a date on it, but they go back as far as the 20s.
Are you short on carbohydrates? Yes, you should ask for the Portage Potato Pack. The Portage Potato Pack, backed by Portage & Co. Limited of Bessemer Road of Norwich. Ask for the Portage Potato Pack. That's right, you prat.
Come and have a look at this. So I found a little shoe, little doll shoe. That's done well to survive down there. It's going to be really fragile. I thought it was just a piece of plastic off the end of a rail, but there's clearly a heel and a and a pattern on the sole of the shoe. Going to be very careful with that, and I'm going to be very careful with the next dig. Oh, it'd be great if I found the rest of the doll, wouldn't it? Let's see. Okay, so I'm happily clearing out that floor again so I can expose new concrete. Have spotted a little danger, maybe a big danger. There's a massive great rock there, and it's at an angle, and it's going to fall down. That's just waiting to fall on me when I dig the soil out underneath. So I'm going to have to deal with that. I might be able to do it one-handed. I'm relatively safe. I'm outside the air raid shelter. So I'm going to just test the water. Oh my god, it's huge. Here it goes. Right, so this is all going to cave in now. That is actually coming down on its own, but I've got to get rid of it. I'll give it a push and get out of the way. There it is. Wow, that's massive. So glad that I saw that. That could have been on my legs. It has kind of exposed that, which might be a piece of a pram or something. I don't know if I can get it. No, I'm not going to. Can I get it? Oh, it's so fragile. It's still buried. Come out. Don't rip. Got it. Oh, so fragile. Oh, look at this. What is that? Oh my goodness, what is it? Is that like the outside of a potty or something? Look at it, it's fantastic. Oh wow, it's really fragile. So I've almost died and found a fascinating little piece of plastic there. I'll get a close up of that for a later date, but I've got an avalanche to deal with. Never put up an acro before, so we'll see how this goes, but you have to put this pin in somehow. Oh, if only there was a proper man around. Right, that's roughly where I want to go. Now hopefully I can gain some inches by twisting this round, so we'll see. But I think as it's new, it's got fresh paint on it, sticking a little bit. That's my theory anyway. I'm sticking to it actually. Alright, what's the problem? Alright Bob, you alright down there Bob with the other rack, right? Yeah, I've got a juicing, yeah, I needed a flange bit with proper grommet on it. Oh yeah, we'll say 8, quarter ply was it? Oh, right, that's amazing, right? That indication's proper with a quarter ply, isn't it? Right? Quarter ply. I can't find a quarter ply anyway. Oh, that looks as if it's working. Good, so I can stop talking nonsense. Right, here we go. What happens now? Ooh. Right, that is a support. That'll give me, if nothing else, a little bit more confidence. Yeah, that's good. Now, at some point I'm going to take that tin off the roof and I'll see what the structure looks like underneath, and certainly when I'm going to do that, it's going to be more confident. This will move around a lot probably, and it will probably be a permanent feature. That's the idea. When I've got that lot of rubbish out. Bosh. Actually, it's not Bosch, it's Acro. I'm getting on, pressing on with the dig, so I'm not hanging around. So what I've found so far: a sock, a packet of ice gems, and another 1970 Womble lampshade. Press on. But as you can see, I've got my prop in now, so we're well away. We're a bit safer than it was, but I want to get over to that entrance now, get a prop in, clear the passage down there, and then we're done for this session. When I've been uncovering objects, I've just been popping them in the old Ovaltine bevel. So I'm in that last session, which I didn't really film me digging it up because I just wanted to get on with the digging. So I found like this little tile block, which is interesting. That looks old, doesn't it? And interesting, which I wonder how many people under the age of 56 know what that is. I'd say that is the bit of a car choke. It's the choke button that you pull out to help start your car. Pretty certain of that because I'm quite old. And most interesting, if I take it down to the lower Ovaltine bevel, is that baby there. Look at that. Look what I found. Another segment of the very old floor tile, which I dated to the, or predates 1868, I think I said it was. So that gives me hope. It'd be nice if I found a whole one of them, or two. And of course I'd find another bomb. Somebody said to me, oh, you want to find some of the old bottles? They're oval on the, or domed on the bottom of them. They're the really old ones, and I just dug this up, which is a great shame. It's in pieces, but it is an old bottle, very old bottle with a dome bottom on, and it says manufacturer, and then it just says Norwich on the bottom of it. That'd be nice if I get the top half. I'll try and piece it together again. But yeah, more of those, please. What the heck have I dug up over there? Trying to get to the bottom there so I can get that extra prop in. I dug something up. That's a big block or something. What the hell is that? Let's have a look. I'm going to have to go round the other side and reach in and get it, I think. So there's the window. I'll set the camera up and that doorway pointing in. And of course viewers are permitted to guess what that is for a small prize of a pair of old pants. Oh, finally! I think I've got somewhere with this piece of metal. Oh god! Oh, it's still tied around. Oh, here comes the landslide. Oh god, what's that? Oh, what is it? The end of an old bench or something? Oh, either way, it's out of my way at last. Thank goodness. It's been slowing me up, so good riddance. One thing I haven't really made too much of is how much I'm taking out. I don't show you that. I think it's quite boring showing you all fill-in sacks. But that is how much I've dug out in the last couple of sessions. It's ridiculous. Hopefully somebody's coming to take all that away soon. Right. Let me give you a quick end of dig tour. So we'll come down the steps here, which are cleaned up a little bit, past the Ovaltine bevel, and you'll now see that bam, I've uncovered the bomb hole canal all the way to that door, which is romantically lit by candles. How apt. But you can see that it is concrete and it does go all the way along to that far door, and I've dug that out, and that means that I can get this prop in place, which will move around and will become more secure, but at least I feel quite safe. One area that's far from safe is, if you can see there, I've squeezed in, I'm standing on the concrete, the roof clears my head, you probably can't see that, but there's this mountain of soil. That is going to collapse soon. If it collapsed now, I'd be trapped. So I'm going to get out and I'm going to work from a distance, and I may have to deliberately collapse all that down. But that will be the next episode.
Just the usual, Sheila. Yes, thank you. Half a pound of brisket and half a dozen pork sausages would be lovely, thanks.
Well, look at me inside the air raid shelter, standing up with room to spare. Amazing. First time ever, obviously, right inside the air raid shelter, safer than it was. There was a point during filming that where I'd got 50 scenes, and I thought I need to stop spending 10 minutes digging up a jar of spam and get to the point of digging. So that's what I've done. I've dug out, I've hit the floor, it's concrete all the way along, so I can only assume it's concrete across the whole floor of the air raid shelter. Now I've got to empty it out. That's for the next episode. Thank you for watching. Hope you can hear me over the jets. Tune in next episode. Not that you tune in, it's not a radio. Just watch, okay? Just watch it.
Yes, and have you got any bully beef this week, Sheila? Yes, I fancy a bit of bully beef if you've got some, yeah. And the other joint poisoned the dog. Through the hole.